It's an exciting time here in the master plan of community of Nocatee here in St. Johns County. We are in full swing of development in the last phase of Nocatee here called Seabrook Village. People are wondering, hey, what's going on next in the pipeline? What's going on as far as development going in the Nocatee Town Center? And when will this project be done? Well, I will share, if you stick around to the end, what's going on with the developer and why they want to wrap this project up, because something is in the pipeline and it's very interesting. So stick around and let's get after it now. All right, so like I said, let's talk about what's going on here in Nocatee. Well, Nocatee is a developed master plan community, very well done, pre-planned from decades ago. And yes, I say decades ago, it's been at least 20 years. And basically, the Park Group, the major developer of this project, says here on their website they're at 9,600 homes currently. Now, Nocatee is supposedly supposed to go up to 11,500 homes, and who knows, that's a give and take. It's not really disclosed, and quite frankly, we don't know if this 9,600 number is exactly in real time because there are so many projects going up. But what we do know and what we can say is that Nocatee is certainly wrapping this project up. And what's really interesting, as I said before, and if you stick around to the end, I will show you something that's very interesting that may be in the pipeline for this developer and why they would want to move on. So like I said, I did some number crunching, trying to figure out, what could be left? Because I have a lot of clients that call me all the time and say, hey, Greg, we want to get down there. We want to move to the area. We know it's the end of the project, but is it really? And what is left and what options do we have? Well, to be honest with you, there are still a lot of options as we speak right now, as we enter the end of another school year here in May of 2023. But I do say, if you're planning to do it, make sure you act fast. Otherwise, the idea of building a new home may be a far and distant memory. So, the Park Group has announced many times loudly that this community is going to remain 60% preserved. I think we need to make sure that I clarify that that's what makes this community so special. We're a piece of land between Ponte Vedra Beach and I-95. We're still close to the beach. It's prized property, and quite frankly, the fact that so much of it is preserved is what makes this place so special. The second thing I will note is that they have a very comprehensive golf cart road system here. It is one of the very few master plan communities that I know of that not only can you get around so easily from community to community on a golf cart road system, but you can also even venture out to a lot of commercial locations, including your doctor's offices, restaurants, and whatnot. There's not a lot of places that I know that you can do that. So that really makes this place special. But more importantly is that you're going to find that our traffic is not so bad. And maybe that's the fact is that what contributes to that is because we do have so many people dropping their kids off at school on golf cart, going to the grocery store on the golf cart. So that probably does relieve some of that traffic as well. I've ventured outside of the Nocatee bubble at times, and just to drive through Ponte Vedra Beach or Jack's Beach here in the near areas of where we're located in St. John's, I really do think to myself, wow, these road systems are really congested, because there are a lot of people still moving here. And I will say, just from these videos and educating people in the area, a lot of people are still migrating to Florida in general. So we're at close to 9,600, 10,000 homes. We're supposed to go to 11,500. Where are those homes coming from? Well, currently we're in the Seabrook collection. We'll go ahead and jump onto the Explore Nocatee map. And right now, in full force, the Seabrook collection in the southwest corner of Nocatee is in full swing. And so right now we anticipate if we're at 9,600 homes, we figure here in Coral Ridge, the 80 and 90 foot, 70 and 80 foot product, they just started releasing 80 foot product. You've got 182 homes that haven't started yet, but are in the pipeline. So let's just round that off to 200. Then you have the 60 foot product in Palm Crest, which is a 60 foot lot, and there's about 100 homes being built in that neighborhood. Then we have the grand finale Seabrook Village. Currently in phase 1, there's no real indication of how many homes on their website, but apparently in phase 1 there will be 327 homes in the 40 and 50 foot lots. But if you look really closely, there's going to be a phase 2, so let's just assume 300 and 300, so 600 homes coming there. Then finally, if you don't know already, there is another development that is actually being cleared out as we speak. The land is being cleared, and it is called Crosswinds, and that is right across from the new school, Pine Island Academy. This is accounting for another 215 single-family homes and villas, much smaller lots in that location. So again, let's just round it up to another 200 homes. And then finally, over here on the west part of Nocatee is Woodlands Park, which will include yet another 65 townhomes by Providence Homes. So they're at another 65 homes. And just to be safe, sure, why not we throw in the fact that there is also the River Landing waterfront properties, which, by the way, I think they only have 1 or 2 waterfront lots available for the millions of dollars, but there are only 2 waterfront lots available there. But that project is going to be roughly about 104 homes. So I did all the math all together, and again, a rough estimate. It's really hard to keep track of all this stuff with all these projects going on. West End still has a few homes wrapping up. The townhomes in West End are still wrapping up. So again, this map kind of shows some of the neighborhoods, and not to mention Palmetto Cove, which I forgot here, which is probably another 70 or so homes. So you're looking at roughly a grand number. If you add all those numbers that I just came up with, that would be anywhere between 11,000 and 11,500 homes. So it does make sense that this project, currently being at 9,600 homes, if I counted all those neighborhoods on the map, you'd be roughly around 11,000, 11,500 homes, and this project should be wrapping it up. Okay, now I wouldn't say that I was absolutely certain about that, but I read some news the other day, which again I will share with you, that the Park Group does have another project in the pipeline, which makes it very, very interesting to me when and if that does happen. But before I go there, let's go ahead and talk about commercial that is coming into Nocatee now. Okay, so let's talk commercial. Now, commercial is a double-edged sword, right? Because everybody says one of the complaints here in Nocatee is we don't have enough restaurants, we don't have Target, we don't have Trader Joe's. And the double-edged sword to that is, the fact is that we're a small community, we have 20,000 residents. Does it justify a big box store like Target? Do we really want a Trader Joe's in our town center? I mean, sure, we could definitely use a few more restaurants, but would all those other big chains, would that create more traffic? Would we be attracting residents from other areas to come and shop in Nocatee, and do we really want that? And would it be safe with our golf cart traffic, golf cart road system and golf carts driving around to have more traffic? So the fact is that we do have to be kind of conscientious of what that could bring to the community. But with that said, the Park Group has announced that in the town center there will be a new phase. What's really exciting about this in this new phase, right off the bat, I will say, is that Nocatee is getting a high-end steakhouse with a rooftop bar, which is super exciting because we did have recently a new Mexican restaurant in Ñejos, and people have loving it. I've been loving it, and certainly we welcome the idea of having a gorgeous restaurant overlooking the lake and preserve views. We do have other retail that has already been included here. Let's look at here. This is the Chop House with the lake in the preserve view, and this is where the rooftop bar will be. And then the rumor has it that Greenwise is not doing as well as we had hoped, and so Greenwise is our Whole Foods option here in Nocatee. It is owned by Public Food Stores, and I don't shop there personally myself, but I do enjoy a lot going to Greenwise and doing their takeout options for food. They have a really good salad bar, really good wings, really good sandwich bar, a good taco bar. They have sushi and whatnot. They have a little wine bar and coffee, and certainly I do enjoy taking my clients there. So when they convert that, rumor has it, they will convert that to another Publix, which is across from the other Publix. They will remain and keep that section of the store. Now, I'm not absolutely sure that's 100% accurate, but that is the word on the street. The other additions to the town center in this phase 2 has been the martial arts store, which I just started recently with my daughter yesterday, and I want to say, Premier Martial Arts, you're doing a fantastic job. We had a great time yesterday. Thank you very much. My daughter loved it. We've certainly enjoyed also the añejo and some of the new retail that has come into Nocatee, and we welcome it. You will notice here, though, for sure that there is another clearing of land, so I believe there might be a little bit more retail coming to Nocatee, and I'm curious to know what that will look like over here on the left side of phase 2. But who knows? We'll see. That is yet to be learned. The other thing I will tell you that has been announced is a new marketplace here on the northwest section of Nocatee, near Greenleaf Village, near the new Cadence Apartments. In the back there, they're putting a new retail center, and the rumor is, again, they say grocery store here, but the rumor is it's going to be yet another Publix. I hope that's not the fact, but I think Publix has a monopoly here in Florida, and I will say that I think that all these apartments in Greenleaf Village, Greenleaf Lakes, Austin Park, and all these new apartments in this region of Northwest Nocatee, I think another grocery store will relieve us in the town center of a lot of traffic from folks just going to that Publix instead of traveling into the town center region. So now for the big elephant in the room. It's funny because the developer will always market and publicize all these new retail and restaurants coming, which is a lot of fun. But the big bombshell that was just announced last month is, yes, it is happening, or I think it's happening. I don't know. But here we go, folks. Residents complain about a new hotel proposal in Nocatee Town Center. That's right. People are voicing their frustration via a change.org petition. The petition has over 1,000 signatures, and organizers are trying to get to 1,500. This was published last month, and it was announced by the park group that this has been pre-planned ages ago, and that they are adding 100-room Hampton Inn suites to Nocatee. I don't know. Is that shocking? I would say that whenever clients come into town, I always recommend hotels that are close by, and that would be in Ponte Vedra Beach or near St. John's Town Center region. So yes, it was a little shocking in our cute little town that we're getting a commercial grade massive hotel being put in the Nocatee Town Center. I don't want to voice my opinion too much on it. It's very controversial. I think a lot of the residents' general consensus is we don't want it. The park group has kind of stepped back from talking about it any further. But I think the biggest pushback really of it all is that the location of where they're putting this hotel. It's right there next to the entrance of a community. So first of all, it's next to a preschool, Amazing Explorers Academy. And if you see here on Google Maps, there's this big piece of land right next to the ViStar Credit Union Bank. Right here, also kind of left of the Publix grocery store, this big piece of land here, and that's where the Hampton Inn Suites will be. People are obviously not happy with having a 100-room hotel next to a preschool. We think that this whole town center region will be even more congested by a hotel. I have to agree the location is not very clever. This is probably the busiest area of Nocatee in the town center region, so I don't know if they picked a great place to put a hotel, a Hampton Suites. Of course, it would be nice that it wasn't a big chain as well, but who am I to say? I think also the fact is that it's on a road that also is en route to the lakeside at town center community, and a lot of those residents drive this way to get home. And I agree, it's not going to be fun driving past a big chain hotel on your way home. And we certainly do think that it will create more congestion and more traffic in this area. So that is the big news. Hampton Inn Suites coming to Nocatee. But wait, what is else coming to the area, or what does the park group have in mind after this? So finally, what you've been waiting for, the big grand finale of news. It's actually not new news, it's been old news really, but people always ask, what's going to happen after Nocatee is done? First question is, when will it be done, and what's next for the park group? Well, it was recently disclosed in the Daily Jacksonville Record that 6,000 acres in southeast Jacksonville in review for residential commercial development. Big Creek Timber LLC, affiliated with the Davis family, requests rezoning for undeveloped property east of E-Town and north of Nocatee. Yes, this big patch of land right here, folks. So basically, the park group and the Davis family developed all of Nocatee, as you see here. And over here off the 9B exit is a community also known as E-Town, which is also a park group development. But as you notice here in the middle, there's a lot of land which is also owned by the Davis family as well. And according to this article in the, hold on, having problems with my pen again. As you notice in this article, it is saying that the Davis family, which owns this land, which became Nocatee and E-Town, is working toward more than 6,000 acres of residential commercial development in this land. Big Creek Timber LLC asked to rezone this east of Interstate 295 and south of Butler for those uses. About a third of the acreage will be protected or placed in conservation, but the undeveloped property east of Sweetwater, E-Town, Wells Creek, Hampton Park, Florida 9B, and US 1, it is north of Nocatee. It is next to the Davis family 25,000 acre D-Dot Ranch. The rezoning is planned. Unit development specifies 10,575 residential units comprising of 6,100 single-family houses, 2,400 townhomes, and 2,052 multifamily units, basically, and 915,000 square feet of commercial use. So, basically, this whole piece of land here, north of Nocatee, between E-Town, all developed by the park group, is, I don't know if it's actually been approved yet, but they're seeking approval to develop it and make it the next master plan community. I will say the park group has done a fantastic job with Nocatee. They've done a great job with E-Town. I think it's inevitable. We're in a massively growing area. This section of this area and this land here is considered Duval County, so it will be adding more population to Duval County growth. The park group's done a really good job with E-Town and Nocatee. They certainly, if anyone were to do the development, it's inevitable. I know a lot of people have been complaining about the growth here. It's happening throughout all the state of Florida, but it's inevitable that this is going to happen sooner or later. And I don't think there's any better group of developers to do it than Park Group. They've done an amazing job here, and they've done an amazing job with E-Town. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that development brings. I think it's going to be exciting. It's certainly going to congest Phillips Highway a little bit more, but again, it will bring more population, more restaurants, and cause this whole area to continue to grow to another level. I know some people are adamant and want to remain small, but unfortunately it's inevitable that whatever land is available will be developed over time. I will say I have to give kudos to the Park Group and the Davis family by retaining as much preserved possible. 33% of the property will be preserved and maintained as preserved. So we can't overlook that. We have to be grateful that Nocatee has 60% of the land preserved. And so those are the positive aspects of things that I have to look at and concentrate. So that's it, folks. As you can tell, there's going to be a lot more going on here in development after Nocatee. We are coming towards the end of development here in our beautiful area of Nocatee. There will be more development going on just north of us in Duval in this next master plan community. So there are going to be many options for folks that are looking to move to the area, more homes in the area, and it's certainly not going to be the end anytime soon. So I really appreciate you spending time with me today. If any of these videos provide value, please go ahead and hit a like and subscribe. And of course, if you're in the area and you're thinking about migrating to Jacksonville or surrounding areas like Nocatee, E-Town, or this new community in the future, it's never too soon to reach out. Send me an email, shoot me a text, or give me a call. My information will be in the description below. And if you haven't already, go ahead and check out some of my other videos on Nocatee, E-Town, and of course some of my overviews of St. Johns County. It will be really informative for you, so go check it out, and I'll see you there.